Male advocates, support from men, critical for gender equality advancement, especially at work. In this week's episode, I had the privilege of speaking to musical artist Kenny J and learn about his perspective as a father and an artist, which underscores the critical role men play in empowering women, whether in the industry or at home. This discussion delves into using art, in this case music, as a transformative tool to uplift and respect women, opposing industry norms that can be degrading or disrespectful. Kenny J's single, You Are a Woman, sets out to inspire all women and girls around the world to let them know they deserve to be heard and loved correctly. It shouldn't take a day or a month to have a woman feel empowered, like International Women's Day. They should feel this way all the time in every aspect of their life, whether it's love, family, or business. Women deserve more credit than they are given, and Kenny is hoping this song gives them a bit of hope. So before today's episode, please enjoy a clip from Kenny J's new release, You're a Woman.
What have we done to treat women so cold? Treat them like they're nothing when she's worth more than gold. Women to me are like diamonds, I love the way you shine. The most precious treasure, I love the way you shine. I see a smiling face, girl, with your style and grace. Your spirit fills the room, gives me chills when you enter in. You change the atmosphere, your heart is so sincere. Your love is pure, my lady, you hold my heart with care. I see your smile and embrace it, it looks so good on you. You're valuable, express it, don't let another take it from you. Your heart is good, just love it. Your soul connects, never broken.
Welcome to Her Career Studio. I'm your host and career coach, Lisa Virtue. Here we live by the mantra, thrive at work so you can thrive in life, because we know you are more than your day job. Each episode includes actionable tips and often mentor stories to not only boost your professional success, but also enhance your personal well-being. Join me as we explore ways to ensure your career uplifts your life. As you strive to achieve work-life harmony, head to hercareerstudio.com for free resources and coaching services to help support you during career transitions and challenges, such as when you are looking to find and land that next ideal job or promotion, or are leading a new team. We're here to support you. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And please hit the thumbs up or leave a 5-star review if you are finding the content useful. This helps us keep going in our mission to help women in their careers. Thank you so much for your support. So excited to have my guest, Kenny, here. Thank you, Kenny, for coming and talking to us. Male's perspective of the women in your life and give a little boost of empowerment today. I'm excited for that too, for the listeners.
Thank you so much. Thank you for getting me on. I appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. I love talking to men about the topic of women because we talk about our own gender a lot, don't we? Men talk about male problems. Women talk about women problems. Sometimes we talk about each other, but with ourselves. So would love to hear your perspective on kind of women in the workplace and all of that. But before we dive into that, let's talk about you and your story and what compelled you to write your beautiful song that you just released. So please share your story.
Great. Well, you mentioned it earlier. It's very clear that men and women are on two sides of the spectrums. But I think to some degree, I think we should meet each other in the middle. I think because of our differences, it's difficult to meet each other in the middle, which causes so many different things. I think it's important for me as a male, such as it a woman to a male, men need to make sure that we speak good energy into the lives and into the minds of women. I do think that it should be a two-way street with that. But being that I'm a man, I kind of have to speak from this perspective. So writing the song, it was much so that men have to speak good information or good positive energy to women. As an artist, I see so many different things happening in the industry that's so disrespectful towards women. And it's got to be a different way to sell a record than to, um, I mean, I'm not saying not be creative, but when your creativity turns disrespectful and degrading, that's the problem I see. So as an artist, as a creator, a creative, it's important for me to use my gift to put that positive energy into the atmosphere, into the world. This song basically spoke to empowering women. I have daughters coming up. I have a son that needs to see his dad speaking those good energies into a woman. I do not desire for him to be of this world, and he is just not being productive as far as respecting women. I am of the mindset that women can run the world. I am not of the mindset that men are better than women or women are better than men. I think that has to point to your skill set and what you're able to do. And sometimes, because we kind of seem to be some sort of male dominant world, men seem to take charge a lot. I'm not saying that they shouldn't lead, but women should have a place to lead also. And it just shouldn't be how the music industry, in no uncertain terms, kind of portray them. They're worth more than just sitting on top of a nice looking car. They're worth more than to disrespect. You know, you guys bear children. That in itself is one thing a man can't do. So it's important that we put that energy in the world. And for me, I struggle with whether or not I should sing it or whether I should just kind of give it to a female to sing. But a part of me was just like, man, what the heck? Just kind of put it out and just kind of give that male perspective. Hopefully it could just be the start of great conversations that I've been having about it. And hopefully it'll kind of catch on. It's something different than what we see normally in the music industry. And I just wanted to be a part of just creating a different headspace and a different space to give positive back to women. So I
love that. And as much progression as we feel like we have with our gender equality, especially at work, you're talking about a career space. The music industry is a career space. And so many women come out later and have to say, oh, this is how I felt, or this is what I did. And it's great to see things like Taylor Swift and her incredible journey as a musical artist. And even there's some questionable things. My daughter's 8 and she loves Taylor Swift, but even watching her tour on Disney Plus last week, I was like, there's still, this is all about female empowerment. However, exactly. There's still things that even women tend to lean into and might not be the best way for us to get out of that too. I don't want to sound like I'm knocking on Taylor, because that's not what I mean to say. I get it. But to clarify is like, as long as it's her choice, right? If there's something provocative that's going on, as long as the woman feels really good about it and feels like it's helping others and themselves, have at, like you're saying, go for it. But there is also that time, especially in music and entertainment, where it can be very devastating to someone else. And in particular women, because then it becomes an objectification or something. It's hard to make a change. So I love what you're doing. It's
healthy. I'm sorry to cut you off. It's healthy for when men see those sorts of nuances that a women sometimes feel like they have to compromise who they are for some other thing. So a man should feel empowered enough to say, I'm sorry, sweetheart, you do not have to feel like that. How do you want to handle this? I think it's important that we stand up for what is right. You know what I mean? No one should feel less than. No one should feel like they're inferior. No one should feel like they have to bow down to anything that's kind of against what they and who they are. If whoever you are, whatever that may be, that's between you and whoever. It has no bearing on anybody else.
It should be your choice for sure.
Absolutely. Yes. Absolutely. And it creates such an environment, and it's generational. So if you don't get healed from that issue, you tend to pass it on to your child or to someone else. And we have to, I cannot stress this enough. We have to make sure that we see those issues and deal with them then. Sometimes we wait and we have so many different things that come up, and look at our music industry now, we can see so many things that's going on that didn't just happen yesterday. You know what I mean? Some people have been in the business for 30 or so years. Why wait that long? It's like,
Right.
no money should keep you away from living a full, healthy life. I don't care how much it is. There's no amount of money worth your life and you living it peaceful. It's important that we put those things in the earth, in the atmosphere, to make sure that we can give these people, time to process it. And I know some people are a little scared. Just get healthy, get right, get healed. So that's what we're trying to do. Just get healed. So I want to be a part of all of the healing.
I love it.
And you're a woman, just speaks to that, and hopefully it'll create some change. And at least they'll know it from my perspective, how I feel about the world and the way I want. Yeah.
Yes. And this even pops up in subtle ways. When my first job out of college, I was promised all sorts of things. Well, at the end of the day, I got some feedback. I wasn't smiling at the founder enough when he was walking in the door. I wasn't even on his side of the building, right? But he would walk through the door. I didn't think it was my place to bother him. So that was the feedback I got. And I understood my place all of a sudden as the woman that was at the front of the building, that, oh, I'm supposed to be smiling. Okay, interesting. Let's just say I didn't last very long, because that was an environment where I felt objectified all of a sudden. But even those subtleties can come up because we're talking about women, in a woman's day, that you realize. And then instead of accepting that, how can we feel like we do have advocates like Kenny J over here? They're saying, no, lady, don't take that. Stick with your values, get out of there, do something different.
So he should have walked in with a level of glee and happiness to see that someone as beautiful as you is sitting down there, making sure that people come in and get what they need to get. So there's a responsibility that even a person in that caliber has. So when you come in, be inviting. Hello, good morning. How are you?
Exactly. He had someone else tell me. It's one of those things. It's like, just come up to me and say, hey, I would really appreciate, when I come in, blah blah blah. But after that, we had a great relationship actually, but it was very bizarre the way that even that feedback, and the fact that I realized this is not what I signed up for. I just came out of college with, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. I'm not going to sit here and just smile all day at the desk. That is not
my daughter. My daughter has the same mindset.
Yeah.
My daughter has the same mindset. They're like, baby, you got to smile. For what? I'm like, just a little bit. Just be inviting.
I do agree with that. Yeah. But for men and women, not just ladies.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's very true.
And for me in that moment, it wasn't about smiling, but it was about the feeling of being objectified and just a pretty face or just a smiling face. That was the trouble I had with that environment. And it became very apparent the more we got into it. Well, and you're talking from a perspective of a father, which is also, I see a lot of wonderful men that once they have a daughter, it's like, whoop, the light bulb goes off, right? Oh, a little different perspective here going on. So I see that a lot for sure, which is powerful. And I see a lot of men that will empower their daughters even before a partner, which is interesting, right? There's sometimes different dynamics there.
Yes.
And I know that you unfortunately lost your wife recently.
Yes,
I'd love for you to tell us about her and your story.
Yeah. In 2023, last year, June, we lost her to some complications due to a health condition. It affects, the world, and hopefully we can find some help into finding some ways to make that better. She was certainly an educator. She loved children with autism. She was a strong individual, very, upright, and just trying to make sure everything goes perfectly. She raised our children in that way, and she certainly was a force to be reckoned with. She was very powerful, and we lost her. And I had to kind of switch the narrative that it's a mourning sort of thing. Sometimes we get into the space where we're sad to see them go. And although I am sad to see her go, I have this perspective that, she is in no more pain, and, she is, gracing the world, flying around, enjoying herself. So I do take on the space that she's looking down, and she's, she's doing what she can in the spirit to make sure that we're okay. So I am not necessarily sad, but I am sad. So it's kind of a double negative. So she's not here anymore, but I understand. I understand. And all I could do now is be a part of as I continue to do it. So I did it when she was here, is to make sure that when I'm singing a song or when I'm presenting, that I'm presenting positive energy. I need to present positive essences that's going to help promote change and help correct something that could have been broken. So I am a creative in that way, that I like to provide answers. I do not like to leave it up in the air and you figure it out. No, my personality is let's just see what we can do to provide some change and provide some answers. It's difficult. Life is difficult. You know what I mean? We do not need negative energy. The disrespect of women, the disrespect of men, the disrespect of culture, the disrespect with whatever choice you choose for your sexual partner, whatever that may be, you know, it causes you're a human being. You know what I mean? First of all, we are human beings and we should be treated as such. So she was certainly an educator for many, many years. And she loved it to a point where she was sleepless nights up, making sure that all of her paperwork was in force, in place. And, you know, she did something called IEPs, you know, and, you know, all of these sorts of things. And she was certainly an advocate to help these kids get to their educational goals. And she was very successful in it.
Wow, that's amazing. Yeah. So for you to see your wife in a career that she loved, working so hard at it, doing the individual educational plans. I'm familiar with that. My niece has autism. And there is so much work to be done in that space too. That sounds like you were a great advocate too, watching her thrive and get her energy from that work.
Yeah. Although there are some times when I'm like, okay, at some point you need to go to sleep.
Yeah.
But, you know,
right. We want our loved ones to be taken care of too, for sure.
Yeah. It's like telling me to get out of the studio, which, you know, it's kind of hard to do that. So whatever your passion is or whatever drives you to do it, because it's in your gift. I think your gifts causes you to kind of create a space where it's positive. You know, she's doing the education, I'm doing the music, and I enjoy the creative space where we could be positive and create change. So that's my life, and I'll stick to that.
I love that.
Yes.
It's beautiful. And I have so many men in my life too. I'm all about talking about women and gender equality in the workforce, but at the end of the day, we need each other. It's not that one gender can do without, right? It's just how do we make a space where women have choice? Kenny, is there anything else you would like to share with the listeners about women at the workplace or feeling empowered? Anyone, if they're feeling down today, what words of wisdom do you have?
If you're feeling down today, continue to push love, push peace, push happiness, whatever you have to do to make sure you are okay, do that. If it causes you to have to redirect your career, do that. If it causes you to have to take a chill and go home and just relax and take a you day, do that. Whatever you have to do. Ladies, listen to me. Life is way too short for you to be paying attention to things that is not creating just joy and happiness around you. Whatever that time you need, whatever that space you need, whatever that person you need, get it, have a great time, and live life. Do not get stuck in just being unhappy. Whatever issue you have, whoever tried to violate you, whatever, you feel free to go anywhere you need to go to make sure you get the healing that you need, because that is the thing that's going to get you better.
Love it. Thank you so much for sharing your message, Kenny.
Thank you so much.
Your energy just pours out of you. So I will definitely include the link to your song.
Yes.
People can, but how else can people support you and your music?
Everywhere on social media, Kenny J. Wilkins on Facebook, Kenny J on Facebook. I'm sorry. Yeah. On Instagram is Kenny Wilkins, and you can catch me on the website. That's kennyjmusic.com.
Okay. Beautiful. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I want to call you Coach Lisa. Thank you so much.
On your grind.